So I had a Snapchat message from Roy Pettit. Don't know if that's his real name or not. Japara Healthcare down 15% this morning. Would you think this is an opportunity, or is there something going on? Perpetual sold their 5% stake, but there has been no other news. Long time listener and subscriber. Just curious on your opinion if you get the time. Thanks. Then a little bit later on, he said, further research I have found Scott Morrison has called for an aged care royal commission. And that is the truth. On the 16th of September, Mr. Morrison, our new Prime Minister, called for a royal commission into aged care. Now that did affect the market quite dramatically. And there's 3 shares that I know of that are in that market. The nursing home market, for want of a better word, and they were all affected on the next trading day, which was the 17th of September. They were all affected, and the 3 companies are Regis, Japara, and Estia. And as you can see, I've got the closing prices there on the 14th of the 9th, so that was the Friday where they closed, and then Scott Morrison came out on the Sunday, announced that a royal commission would take place, and then on the 17th of the 9th I've got their closing prices again. So you can see that they were all down 17 or 18%, the 3 of them. So they're all down relatively the same. Now here we are a week later, so that's the 25th. I put the price up again. That was yesterday's closing price, and they haven't moved too much. You'll see Regis is down another 1.5%, Japara something similar, and Estia is around about the same. So they're all now off around 18% since the Royal Commission announcement was made. Now, I guess the question is, are they a trading opportunity? So the terms of reference for the Royal Commission haven't been outlined yet. But I've been looking at a few websites. The submissions, if you want to make a submission, you could do so up until yesterday, the 25th of September. So that's now closed. So I assume in the next few weeks they'll come up, they'll go through all that, maybe the next few months, they'll go through all that and come up with the terms of reference, what they're going to investigate over during the Royal Commission. Now I was looking at a website yesterday, Hall and Wilcox Smarter Law. Now, they have come up with things that they think will be subject of the Royal Commission. So let's just go through and have a bit of a look at what they're expecting. So, hygiene and sanitary conditions. Now, of course, that's important. We want to know that our elderly are being looked after. Management system, staffing and organisational development, quality of food, failures of care resulting in a lower standard of care or life expectancy. So where the failure to care for the elderly properly is actually killing them. So you can sort of get a sense that these things are quite emotive. Instances of abuse and reportable assaults, general, financial and sexual, neglect, isolation. So again, that's very emotive, and as these things are coming out, and I'm sure there's going to be cases of these that will come out in the Royal Commission, it's going to be very damning for these companies. Confidence in these companies is going to just fall through the floor. Restrictions on freedom and movement. So that's like tying the elderly down so they can't move, or locking them in their room. Use of restraints. Again, very emotive stuff. And once cases, showing this start coming out during the Royal Commission, it's going to, in my opinion, affect these companies quite dramatically. Theft of belongings and food. So that's what the Royal Commission might look at, and there's going to be individual cases for all of these. So as I was sort of intimating as I was reading them out, there's going to be a lot of bad publicity for these companies, these 3 companies, over the next few months. Now, this could take right up until the middle of next year, somewhere around there, or maybe later next year, before this Royal Commission ends. And of course, there's going to be people who are going to try and make money on the short side. So the short sellers will be waiting for this bad news, hoping for more and more bad news, and try and short sell these to try and make some money. And perhaps they will. What I think is a trade here. Just wait for a really, really bad day where the market does hammer these stocks because negativity is so bad. And this will be somewhere, in the middle of the Royal Commission. So this may be, early to mid next year, maybe March or April, when it really reaches the depths. If we think back to the Banking Royal Commission, there was some damning things, like charging fees to dead people and things that made headlines in mainstream news that the mainstream media just loved to report on, the bad stuff. And the banking shares were getting hammered. The same thing, in my opinion, the same thing will happen to these healthcare stocks. So I think there will definitely be some buying opportunities coming up. Now, just looking at the three stocks, I've been looking at them. Look, Estia, Regis, and Japara. There's nothing exciting about these stocks. But I guess one thing you do know is that they are necessary. The government doesn't want these companies to go broke. That they need these companies to provide this vital healthcare for the elderly, and they want it to be, adequate healthcare. I guess we all want it to be unbelievably great. We all want the elderly to be treated like royalty. But of course, we know that that's just not feasible. There's not a bottomless pit of money for that sort of healthcare. But at the end of the day, as I said, the government does not want these companies to go broke. They do want them to be profitable. So what I'm trying to say is that I think these companies will, over time, do well. At the moment, I personally wouldn't be buying these three companies. I think there's more bad news to come. I think the shorters will start playing with these companies, but there will be a turnaround and a great trading opportunity coming up, in the next few months, maybe even 6 months from now. So that's a long-winded answer to Roy's question. So anyway, what do you guys think? I'll be interested to get your points of view on this. Can we draw some comparisons to the Banking Royal Commission? Can we go back and look at the dates of the news that come out and how it affected the share price, and at what point the market said, okay, no more, the price is down far enough, we'll start buying. No worries, guys. Thanks for watching. I should be doing my end of month video soon, like late this week. I think the last trading day of the month is Friday, of which I'm busy all day Friday. I've got to take the kids to the Royal Show, school holidays at the moment. Saturday, obviously, grand final day. My Tigers didn't make it this year. Good luck to, I think I'm going to back the Eagles in this one. I'm a West Australian boy, so a lot of my friends barrack for the Eagles, so I guess I will be barracking for them on the day. But you know what, I really don't care now. The Tigers aren't in it. But, yeah, so Saturday I'll be busy and probably drunk. So, yeah, I'll try and get the end of month video up on Sunday. This will be the first one I've done for quite some time. So, hopefully, I can nail a few stocks for you. Okay, guys, I'll leave it there, and I'll talk to you soon.